Welcome back to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and today we continue to dig into the cyber sale deals. This time those titles coming in under $10 or your local currency, covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. A shout out then to RedDeerGames who were kind enough to sponsor today's video. They have a new release incoming that is a little bug. We'll be talking about that a little later in the video. Then of course look, it's a big week, 20 games for you all, so hit subscribe if you love the Switch. As much as we all do here, join our growing family, and let's get started. So with near 2,000 games on sale currently, I've decided to focus these videos on new all-time low prices because there's just so many, and yeah, 20 games, all new low prices, and a lot of games we don't see all that often. It's also going to be quickfire with so much to cover. Then I've also got 2 videos live right now already breaking down this cyber sale. Find them below in the pinned comments, all those deals, they are still active. So first up, a heavy hitter, Inside gets a new all-time low price with 90% off. It's the follow-up to the masterpiece Limbo and as strong as they come. Now I don't want to give much away, but expect a dark puzzle platformer. Story, it's definitely like narrative driven, the less you know the better going in, but it's about a boy that finds himself drawn to the centre of a dark project. It won over 100 awards, all of them absolutely deserved. Devolver Digital then dropped Disc Room with 50% off. Find my review in the pinned comments. A seriously challenging top-down experience. The idea is simple. Enter progressively challenging rooms and find the discs of death, but it dials things up quickly. It absolutely destroyed me. It's got strong pixel work though and a solid soundtrack. The only downfall, couldn't really make much sense of the story. While I'm on the ultra challenging then, N++ is a personal favourite and one I picked up a physical of. A momentum based platformer, it's really a collectathon where you unlock doors to progress, but it's absolutely addictive and I love the tight controls and simple visual style. Expect here over 4,000 levels alongside a level editor which can be shared online, local co-op, leaderboards and a solid electronic soundtrack. It's a must buy at 50% off and we don't see it on sale often. Slowing things down then, Far Lone Sails, a beautiful short adventure, around 3 hours or so. But yeah, vehicle based, you pilot this ship on a 2D plane and you operate it using internal buttons and shifters. Occasionally you will exit it, solve some environmental but basic puzzles, and yeah, come here for the story and the music, both amazing, traversing the remains of a civilization across what is a dried out seabed. It's a new low price here of 75% off. We can also expect a sequel in early 2022. The Metro entries then, 2033 and Last Light Redux, they are both back with new all-time low prices. The price above on the screen, that is each, not combined. Here though we have 70% off. These to me are some of the best ports available on the Switch. They look stunning and the world is incredible. A post-apocalyptic future though where the human race now lives underground in the Metro system. As much about the narrative though as they are about the shooting and the stealth. The first I'd say was more claustrophobic, tight corridors, while the sequel kind of embraces small, almost sandbox locations. I've linked my videos down below. Thanks again then to RedDeerGames for sponsoring today's video with Little Bug, their latest release joining the Nintendo Switch on the 26th of November. It's an adventure platformer set around a girl and her spirit alight. The story, during a typical walk home from school, you're thrown into what is a hostile world. Now we must find our way home. It for sure seems to be embracing the weird with its visuals as well, monsters lurking in the background, a whole lot of neon as well to complement the dark. The game then, it has 2 playable characters, a spirit cat named Roadkill, collectibles which can unlock bonus locations, and then the big mechanic here, the platforming is set around a physics-based swinging mechanic, so think basically a grappling hook. It leads though to a puzzle platformer style. Now it's been out on Steam for a good while, reviews are solid over there, and I've linked the full trailer and the eShop page in the pinned comment down below so you can go take a look. A shout out again then to RedDeerGames for sponsoring the video. They've been huge supporters of the channel over 2021 and it is absolutely always appreciated. Velocity 2X then is another personal favourite. It's on sale all the time, but we finally got a new low price of 80% off so I can get behind it again. It's genius. I liked it so much I picked up a collector's edition physical. It's a run and gun platformer mixed with top-down ship gameplay as well. It is just so good at what it does. The pace is fast, speed running, recording is built in. You can teleport through walls and locations, and then it packs all previous DLC as well, which is 16 additional levels. Love the visuals as well. Roki then is here offering 60% off. It's really unique in its presentation, this one, something really nice about that visual style. The music is also top quality as well as the story. This one though, it's set around folklore and exploring what is a mysterious forgotten world on the hunt for your family. An adventure game though, there's no combat or anything else, rather I would compare it to think point and click adventures, you know, minor puzzles, but then a whole lot of exploration. Here's a great deal then, Indivisible Inc. Console Edition drops below $10 for the first time ever, and I urge any strategy fan to take a look. Maybe check out a review. It just translates to the Switch so well thanks to its small scale and its world design. The idea though, tactical espionage with 10 unlockable agents to work alongside. Think items, stealth and randomly generated worlds, meaning there's a whole lot of replayability. It even packs in the DLC which builds upon the main campaign. It's currently rocking 50% off. So here's one that I think will be popular this year, Panzer Paladin, a side-scrolling action platformer. The concept's simple, jump in your paladin armor and go to saving the world from what is an invading demon army. 17 levels to work through though, it gets absolutely challenging. There's even actually challenge rooms as well here. You've got leaderboards, speedrun like options, a couple of soundtrack options, and then customizable weapons. It's another one that we are, like, you know, we're seeing it for the first time under $10. That's always a good thing, and it's currently 50% off. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 then was one I was hoping we would see, and we've got 85% off. The first game is also on sale for 50% off as well, a price we've seen before but still fantastic entry. Influenced and created by those behind Castlevania, it's a classic 8-bit style action platformer. With multiple characters to control though, it's unique in the sense it changes up the gameplay constantly and even packs in then local co-op as well. Just don't expect this one to be easy, it's about as difficult as they come, and it kicked my ass more than a few times. The level design then as well and the boss moments, just really stunning stuff. Neoverse Trinity Edition then is a roguelite deck building game that I really enjoyed. If you've wrapped up titles like think Slay the Spire, Monster Train and so on, this is going to be worth a look next, throwing you into what is a fantasy anime style world. I wish it had more story though, because you're hopping through portals dimension to dimension. It never builds and it never gives explanation, and there's a lot of potential in here. Multiple characters though, each with different starting decks and styles. You'll be gaining cards along the way, and then of course you're facing progressively challenging battles. I'm a fan, and it's getting super budget here with 60% off. Not a perfect game then, but Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse. I just love point and click adventures. It's an overlooked genre now, and Broken Sword is a classic name, so it was just good to have it back. You know, just fantastic characters, fantastic writing. The mystery is always like intriguing as well. George and Nico return though, and it starts as a hunt for a stolen painting, but of course it escalates into conspiracy and murder. The sense of humour here though is on point, and the puzzles, they're challenging but fair in the way you solve them. 85% off, that is a great price to see. Blizzard Arcade Collection then was a little expensive for my liking at release honestly, but I think this 50% off is much more reasonable. Not saying it's not a good collection of games, but it just didn't quite sit right with me. The collection's decent though, as I said. Look, Blackthorn, The Lost Vikings 1 and 2, Rock'n'Roll Racing and RPM Racing. They have multiple editions though with many other games. There's quality of life improvements, you know, things like you can rewind, you can custom button map. There's also playthroughs where you can kind of watch and then jump in as you please. My favourite of this collection, it's probably going to be Blackthorn. I still have my SNES cartridge of that one to this day. First-person shooter fans and Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour Edition. A fantastic port, can live alongside, you know, things like Quake, which we spoke to in the last video. It's packaging here though the base game, a good chunk of the DLC, and then also a new episode as well to face off against. Sadly, some DLC is missing, but that's just due to licensing basically, so it's out of their control. What I love though, it's all the extras, that new episode, a new weapon, new voice work, new music, they've remastered it, and then they even added gyro control and HD rumble. Not bad for a game that was budget to begin with, and now it's rocking 75% off. They've just shown just absolute respect for the character. Red Faction Guerlla Remastered is a crap name, but a great port. The game's pretty brainless, but if you want to make things go boom in an open world, then come here with its huge amount of destructible environments, something that kind of made the series originally, you know, famous. The series though, it started in first person, but here we got a transition to third person, and it works between the gunplay, the exploration and the vehicles. Story wise, you're an insurgent fighter going to war. 80% off, another great deal here. I think it's a fun one just to jump into for 15 minutes here and there. Batman, the TellTale series Shadows Edition, great stuff. If you've ever played this, the shadows in the name is essentially a visual option that allows the game to be mostly black and white, but it really works alongside the storytelling. This is a particularly dark tale for a video game based around the character, and that's what I really enjoyed so much. Being a TellTale game, then it's episodic point-and-click adventure, 5 episodes, and yeah, there's no real action that you control, it's more following the story as you investigate this corrupt world. If you don't fancy the Shadows add-on, you can pick up just the base game for 50 cents less, 75% off. So into the final 3 games then, starting with Flinthook, which was rarely seen on sale. This is one I picked up on physical. It was actually an early limited run games release, and it's an action platformer with roguelike elements. The idea though, you're out to become the best ever space pirate, and you'll use slow motion, a hook shot, so grapple hook basically, and a pistol. It's a game though where enemies will surround you, you can shoot in all directions, you'll be hunting down specific bosses, and then the levels themselves procedurally generated. It looks great as well, and I love the use of perks in the game that you can leverage. It's currently 50% off, I think that is a really good deal. Our penultimate game of the video then, a short, high quality game. My full review it is in the pinned comment down below. I love this one though, it's as the name suggests, short, but I've played it now a couple of times, both in single sittings, and yeah, it comes highly recommended. It's a wholesome style, 3D adventure, climbing a mountain with a small but effective story to back it all up. There's a couple of visual options in here which smooths out the pixel style, which I actually use personally, you can see that in my review, and yeah, great stuff, a real gem and 30% off. Closing out the video then, a modern classic, Slay the Spire, 60% off, and the first time it's ever been under $10. For many, this is the pinnacle of the roguelike deck building genre, and with good reason. It really is that good, with a huge selection of cards, a decent but fair challenge, and procedural generation, changing the layout of the tower itself, the thing you must scale. So yeah, it makes each run unique, and it definitely leads to a ton of replayability. Along the way though then, collect items that enhance your deck, and fantastic game, up there with Monster Trainers, the best of the genre, available on the eShop. And that's another week down, and Black Friday sales have not disappointed. Again though, we have 2 videos currently live that all sales, they are still active, so check them out in the pinned comment down below. Another shout out then as well to RedDeerGames for sponsoring today's video. Remember to check out Little Bug in the pinned comment down below. A shout out then as well, of course, to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.